nothing, 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 My name is Kenneth Field. I spent 7 years in Spokane, but now I'm and my family are living in Dillon, Montana. As a musician, I've had various different kinds of things that I've done. I have a wide range of from rock and roll to avant-garde classical music to I guess what we call electronic music. Tonight I'm bringing a piece that's based on speech, and I'm taking that speech and manipulating it into sound and into music. I do have a background in linguistics. I have a PhD in linguistics from UC Santa Barbara, and in the last number of years, I've used a combination of my linguistics background and training and combined that with my music. So I have a number of works that combine both of those. Tonight's speech source is commonly called the Manifesto by John Cage. At the beginning of his book Silence, which I believe was published in 1961, someone asked him to write a little manifesto about his work, basically, and that's what the work is based on. It's called Nothing is Accomplished, which is one of the phrases that comes up consistently in the work. I approached the work kind of like a portion at a time that I was like building up. I was kind of looking at it like a canvas in a sense, like a painting that I'm spreading basically sound over. And you can think of those sounds as different colors in a painting, but on this canvas it's just different sounds and things, and then trying to organize those sounds into something that was coherent. And hopefully that'll be obvious in the piece tonight. And also, I had contributions for the spoken part. Vinkus contributed. Song Jun Yu contributed, who was one of the other residents. Oksana spoke Ukrainian and contributed, and my wife spoke Spanish and contributed. So it's a multilingual project as well. Vinkus Green is bringing his dance troupe, Vital Dance Movement, to the show tonight, and they're going to improvise while my music is going on. And it's, I think it will be a really interesting collaboration and see what they come up with, because the music, they've heard it maybe, but I think it's going to be a little bit out of the box of what they're used to. I am pretty confident that the audience will come away from this work not having heard anything like it before. Something new, something to stretch their imagination, something to reevaluate what one might consider music to be. And also, I think it'll be interesting to see how the dancers interpret the music too. Oh, there's a second work that I'm doing tonight. It's called The Evolution of Decay. And one of the things I've been trying to do in all of my work that kind of brings some of this together is that I'm trying to avoid any sounds that are only created electronically. So everything in the Nothing is Accomplished work has an acoustic basis to it. So there's a guitar, but the guitar string vibrates. There are voices. There are bells and dings from in here, all the glasses and things I played with in here. So all of this is like acoustic sounds that they've been manipulated like electronically, but the basic source is a vibration that was recorded and not something that was created.
There's nothing that's
Yeah.
synthesized.
Yes. Okay, the second piece is a mix of that. The second piece has a background wash of a guitar that I bowed to get some interesting sounds from, and then that's been manipulated a lot, so there's this background wash. In the middle of that, I recorded the dishwasher. Because at a certain point in the dishwasher cycle, it goes into this really rhythmic beat. And I heard that rhythmic beat, and I said, this is cool, I want to record that. So I recorded that, so that's kind of in the middle of the evolution of Decay, and you can kind of hear this kind of beat that starts with the dishwasher. I grew up playing the piano. I grew up writing music when I was very young. I had a piece performed sophomore year in high school that the choir performed. And then I went to Interlochen Arts Academy for my junior and senior years in high school, where I did composition, which is pretty unusual to get to do when you're in high school. So I had a pretty strong classical tradition composition background. After I got my PhD in linguistics, I actually went back to school to get a master's degree in music composition at Cal State Fullerton. And at that time, I was beginning to think about different ways one could do music, and with a lot of avant-garde music that I was familiar with. And so before that I was doing some rock and roll stuff, doing some worship stuff. But I wanted to do something a little bit more heady, I suppose, for the master's degree. So I kind of treated the choir like an orchestra and gave each of the singers in the choir a different part, but it was more language, and split the language into phonemes, so they're each just using sounds rather than singing words. So that's kind of how I got started. I have a Bandcamp page. It's kennethlfield.bandcamp.com. It's got a lot of older work, not much new, but we'll probably get to some of it.
Basic composition.